All right, all right. Hey, everybody. Happy Thursday. It's Christoph J. Wyman coming to you from Las Vegas. I had intended to do this through my main Facebook public page, Christoph J. Wyman, and StreamYard was giving me challenge. So I was not able to connect. And so we're doing this. I guess this is going live through my Ultimate Speaker Competition Facebook group and to YouTube. And I have no way of checking that right now, but I believe that that is what's happening. So happy Thursday, everybody. This is part of a 21-day live stream challenge that I have joined in and committed to participating in. So over the course of 21 days, we are challenged to go live as often as possible. I said that I would go live 5 days a week, at least. That's a good challenge and a good commitment. And I don't know how to see on here who is watching. That's very interesting. I've only used StreamYard once or twice as being the host. Hummingbird Health to Wealth is on. Hello, is on YouTube with me. Okay, wow. So that's awesome. I am live on YouTube. And I thought that I would, first of all, I would like to say thanks to Christina Giandali, who is the leader of a group that I joined. First of all, I joined I think it was a 5-day Grow Your Group Facebook challenge. And then I jumped in and invested in myself in her program, which is called Leading a Kick-Ass Facebook Group. So my intention is, we started this Ultimate Speaker Competition Facebook group in 2019 for the Ultimate Speaker Competition event. And so we only invited people that were speakers that were going to be participating in the event, or some of the sponsors and maybe a couple of attendees. So in 2019, that Facebook group was maybe 22, 24 people. And then 2020, same thing. We invited people that were interested in participating in the Ultimate Speaker Competition, or at least that we had some conversations with, and it grew a little bit. But I didn't really do anything to nurture the group. I just used it kind of as a repository where we would put information about the event and from the event, etc. But then we had originally intended to do our event early in 2020, like many people. Of course, 2020 put a snag in most people's calendars. And what was originally scheduled for, I believe, March 2020 was then pushed back to June, July, September. We finally ended up doing it in December. Yes, we did it in the middle of COVID. All the speakers had masks on, and it was great fun. And now 2021, we have already done it once. That was just last April here in Las Vegas. And our intention and our plan is to do it 3 more times this year. The next one coming up is in July, on July 30, 31 in Orlando. And so our goal is to do this at least 4 times a year. And I'm believing that maybe 2022 to go international. But today I wanted to share with you a few minutes about how committed are you to your success? How committed are you to your success? Many of us say we would like to be successful. We have certain goals we would like to accomplish, to achieve, right? But are we actually willing to do what it takes to make that happen? I just went to an event with Andy Audate called the Progression Conference. And I learned a little phrase that he came up with, or a little acronym, BAMWIT, BAMWIT. BAMWIT. What does BAMWIT mean? It means by any means, whatever it takes. BAMWIT. Are you willing to do BAMWIT? By any means, whatever it takes to accomplish your goals. And I'm thinking, here's a good example for us. The Olympics, the 2020 Olympics are finally going to be happening in July 2021. Of course, it was postponed because of COVID. But if you think about all the Olympic athletes, pick your favorite sport: gymnastics, basketball, boxing, swimming, whatever category, whatever sport it may be, These athletes are at the top of their game. These athletes spend years and years practicing, honing their skills, practicing their sport. Most of them start at a very, very young age, but they have a goal in mind. And certainly one of those goals is to make it to the Olympics. Maybe another goal is to medal at the Olympics. Maybe their high goal is to get a gold medal at the Olympics. Maybe, like Michael Phelps, their goal is to sweep all the medals possible in their categories at the Olympics. But they certainly do understand that phrase, bam wit, by any means, whatever it takes. And I think as entrepreneurs, as speakers, as coaches, as trainers, as business leaders, it's important for us to adapt and adopt that mindset. And when I say by any means, of course, I'm not talking about doing things illegally, to attain your goal or to achieve a certain level of success. But I'm talking about doing what it takes. Are you willing to invest in yourself? Are you willing to put in the time, the commitment, the energy? Currently, I am enrolled in two programs, two educational programs, one to help elevate my speaking to even greater level. And the other is the one that I had just mentioned with Christina Gendali about how to grow and accelerate my Facebook groups. And so with that, this Facebook group that we are speaking in right now, the Ultimate Speaker Competition, number one, we're going to change the name. Only slightly, one word, because I think a lot of times people may, when I invite them to join the Ultimate Speaker Competition Facebook group, they may think, well, I'm not a part of the competition. My intention is not to join the competition yet. I don't know. So we're going to, and the group really is for speakers of all different levels. Whether you're an aspiring speaker, you have an intention and a desire to speak, but you haven't put yourself out there yet, or you're somebody who is an established speaker and you would like to connect with other speakers around the country and around the world, this place is for you. So we're going to change the name of the Facebook group from Ultimate Speaker Competition to Ultimate Speaker Community. This is a Facebook group that has the focus and the purpose to empower, support, encourage, and educate and connect speakers with each other and for each other. So I'm going to invite a lot more people moving forward, and we're going to change that name later today. So it will still be an avenue where we invite people to participate in the competition, but it is not exclusively for speakers who are involved with the Ultimate Speaker Competition. You may be a speaker that is looking to gain more knowledge, more practice. And we also started a small private small private group coaching called Engage the Stage. 90 days to becoming an even more confident, effective, and impactful speaker. And I will tell you this, with the reduction or the loosening of restrictions around the country, with things coming back into more full swing all over the country, every state, of course, is different. But here in Las Vegas, we are fully open. Most places, except medical offices, do not require one to wear a mask. The hotels are open. The restaurants are open. The resorts, they're all open. And events are starting to come back. And I will tell you that there is going to be a huge need for speakers that have a message that is impactful, that have a mission, that have the desire to make an impact and to start speaking on live stages. Now, because of COVID, everybody got used to online, the summits, the Zoom calls. None of that, I don't believe that is going to go away. That is just another tool or weapon in your arsenal. And I would say that it is important as a speaker to become confident and competent in both. Again, my title for this is How committed are you to your own success? Are you willing to do what it takes? Are you willing to get on a plane and go to an event? Or are you only willing to go to things that are in your own locale, in your own community? Oh, I don't travel. I don't go to those things. Well, this event that I went to recently, I think it was last weekend with Andy Audate. I like to quote Andy. Andy is an amazing young gentleman, 25 years old, millionaire, published author, traveled on tour with the amazing Les Brown, putting on his own conferences, has employees all over the world, has a VA service with people from South America as well as the Philippines. This young man at 25 years old is doing whatever it takes to reach his level of success, to fulfill his potential. And here's what he says. He says, the opportunity is in the show up. The opportunity is in the show up, and therefore it's an opportunity of a lifetime, but every opportunity has a lifetime. So that means opportunities come across your path, but you have to make the decision of whether you're going to jump in, say yes, raise your hand, say that's me, commit to it, take action, or just say, oh, well, that looks good. I put a post the other day about an event that Bill Walsh is having in Chicago. It's called the Ultimate Wealth Camp. I've been to this event, I believe 3 or 4 times. He does it every year, at least 2 times a year. I think last year he did not do it in 2020. I think not. But previously he does it twice. He's always done it twice a year for the last X number of years. Once in the summer in Chicago at his estate, and then once in December in Las Vegas. And this event brings together 2, 3, maybe even 400 people from around the country for, first of all, the first day is a massive party, just a celebration, an opportunity to connect, to get to know other entrepreneurs, business leaders, speakers, coaches, authors, you name it. And they all go to this amazing, amazing party. Well, I put a post on Facebook last night inviting my Facebook friends from Chicago. I said, hey, if you're in Chicago, I have a few, and I have a handful of comp tickets that I can offer. If you are inspired to participate and this resonates with you, message me and I'll give you the comp code, because I'm not going to just blast out the comp code because I only have a certain number of tickets available. Well, there are quite a few people that commented, oh, this looks awesome. Oh, that looks great. Oh, that's exciting. But nobody messaged me directly. Hey, Christoph, this looks awesome. What's the comp code? I'd love to go. I live in Chicago, so it's a no-brainer for me. Now, this is not an event that is only for people from Chicago, but if you live right there and it takes 20 minutes for you to drive over there, or 40 minutes or whatever, would it make sense for you to take action and commit and do what it takes for your own success? But you know what? Most people are not willing to do what it takes. Most people are waiting for something to be handed to them, for them to come, for somebody to come, I guess, and knock on their door and say, hey, I'd like to hand you your success. But it doesn't happen like that, right? The opportunity is in the show up. You know, when I talk about Ultimate Speaker Competition and people say, well, what do we get? What do we get? And yes, there is an investment. Yes, there is a commitment. There are tangible assets that we provide that are deliverables. When you get on stage with Ultimate Speaker Competition, you get video of your presentation on screen or on stage. You get live in-action photos of yourself while you're on stage, which is really awesome and a powerful tool to have, because when you are putting together your media kit, nobody wants to see this static you picture standing in front of a white wall. It doesn't resonate. It doesn't emote any energy. But if there's a picture of you standing on stage and you're in action, that's powerful. And we have one of the best event photographers, Mr. Ken Rashan, at our event, and world-class photographer. If you look on our website, I think you'll see some of the pictures from our recent one. Maybe they've uploaded them. I'm not sure. But the point is, people are always asked, what do I get? And we can tell you what the deliverables are, the actual physical assets. But what you get when you show up is so much more than what you're going to read on a flyer or an event post. Here's what you get. When you commit to a program, when you commit to an educational program or signing up for a coaching program or a training or something, what you get is so much more than what is listed. But you have to be willing to commit to yourself, to commit to your own success. And I will tell you this from my own experience. When you commit to yourself, when you show up for you, when you decide that you are going to make a difference in yourself, that's when other opportunities show up. That's when the connections are made. I met this gentleman, Andy Audate, when I said yes to going and hanging out with Bill Walsh at his home. I didn't know what I was going to get. Well, Bill, if you invite me to come over, what am I going to get? The opportunity is in the show up. I showed up and Bill asked me if I'd be willing to drive out to the airport and pick up one of his guests. I said, yes. I don't know who this person is, but this person ended up being a sponsor for our event in April. I connected with him. At that event, at that little get together at Bill's house, is when I met Andy Audate. Within a week of being at that little house gathering, I was on Andy's podcast. And Andy's podcast, our interview on his podcast is one of the best pieces of media that I have today, because their post-production is amazing. Absolutely amazing. So he does a video and audio podcast. But I showed up. As a result of my time with Andy at his office, at his studio, doing the podcast, he then came on board to be a sponsor and a speaker at Ultimate Speaker Competition in April. As a result of that, and I saw Andy in action, I said, I like this guy. I like what he's doing. He's young. Doesn't matter he's young, but it is impressive. He's 25 years old. And he's making things happen. He is making an impact. He has a powerful ripple effect. He is influencing many. And I liked the way that he showed up. And I said, you know what? I want to be involved with him in what he's doing next. And he shared about his progression conference. And I talked to him. I said, hey, how can I be involved? How can I participate, support, speak, whatever? And it was a 2-day event. He had told me I could speak on the second day, and then a little bit on the first day, and then on the second day. And then he came back and he told me, actually, you know what? We don't have space on the second day because I've got so many speakers. And that's the big main day when there's going to be about 70 people. But I am doing a training for my masterclass students where there's going to be maybe 20 people on the first day. I said, okay, I'll be there. He said, I could let you speak then. And so I did. I invested in myself. I showed up. And I'll tell you, I have made such amazing connections since then by being there, by being present, by being willing to serve someone else. And that's the story. I don't know what it is for you. For every person, it's different. But you've got to be willing to show up for your own success. In the past, I didn't travel that much throughout the year. I don't enjoy traveling without my wife. You know, we like to do things together, but we also know that we have big goals this year. We have big goals. And so I've already traveled twice to, now, first of all, if somebody here that's watching either live or on the replay, and you're a part of Bill Walsh's circle and you're part of his inspiration tour, then you'll say, well, this is really nothing. But for me, this is new. This is another step. I've already traveled twice to Dallas and once to Phoenix. So I've already done 3 trips this year, and I just committed to go to Chicago, and we're going to Orlando for our event. So maybe that's not a lot for some people, but for me it is. And I am at the point where I've decided, and I know that if it's going to help my business, if it's going to help build my exposure, if it's going to help get connected, to show up, to be involved, to participate, to serve, to give back, to be there where the action is, to connect with people that I wouldn't otherwise connect with, then I must be willing to invest time, money, effort, energy in myself and sacrifice, because that means that's time away from Michelle. But we know that the end result, if we put that into it, we're going to reap greater benefits and greater results. Does that make sense? I hope that does. And if you have big goals in your life, and I know you do, then I'm going to offer to you just this simple thought: be willing to get out of your comfort zone, be willing to do something different, be willing to invest in you, in yourself. If you are not willing to invest in yourself, guess what? Why should somebody else? If you're not willing to put money into you, why would you expect somebody to invest in your program, buy your book, do something, spend time, effort, energy with you? But I promise you, if you believe in yourself enough and are willing to take that action, then you're going to reap the benefits. Another thing that it wasn't originated, but I did hear it at Andy's conference, and it was a reminder. Sometimes you have to take somebody else's belief in you first before you develop or build your own belief in yourself. So if there's somebody that's betting on you, that believes in you, grab on to their belief and hold it for your own. Right? Because sometimes maybe we have self-doubt. Maybe sometimes we don't know or don't believe. But you know what? That's why affirmations are so important. I believe and I know from experience that if I don't speak out loud my affirmations, if I don't write down my goals in my journal and present progressive, I'm so happy and grateful now that I am. If I don't do those things, there's so many negative things that come at us each day, then I'm just naturally going to respond with mental negative thoughts, right? We're all the same. Our mind is like a garden. If we plant nothing, weeds will grow. If we plant nothing intentionally, then weeds will grow. And planting, how do you plant? It's by reading too. You know, we're in an age where people say, well, people don't read anymore. And yeah, it's good to listen to Audible, and that's good. But there's also something that happens when you hold a book in your hand or a tablet and you look and you read the words, and they go from your eyes into your mind, into your subconscious mind, into your heart, into your being. I encourage you to be a reader. So I hope this has been helpful. Again, I don't know about the technology. I was a little frustrated, but oh well. I was intending to do this on my Facebook public page, Christoph J. Wyman. StreamYard didn't allow me. I tried 4 times and it did not, but I appreciate all of you that are here. I enjoy, or I always like to quote one of my mentors, Les Brown. I didn't come up with this phrase, but I think it's important to say it every day. You have greatness within you. You have gifts and talents and abilities that only you can bring to the world. And then I'll add my quote, which is, I believe that our highest calling is to use our gifts in service to others. I believe our highest calling is to use our gifts in service to others. The world is waiting for you to heed the call. Are you committed? Are you truly committed to your own success? If you are, then say, yes, that's me. I am committed to my success. I'm willing to do what it takes. Say it after me. I'm committed to my success. I'm willing to do what it takes. Bam wit, by any means, whatever it takes. It's Christoph J. Wyman. I will talk to you soon. I'll be doing a live, I believe, every day for the next 21 days, or at least 5 days a week. And I will see you again soon. Thank you so much for your time. Please drop a comment. And if you are watching this on YouTube or some other way, please come and join us at the Ultimate Speaker Community Facebook group. It's Christoph J. Wyman from Las Vegas. I will talk to you soon. God bless. Be well. And I'll talk to you later.